go. Love me much too much. If you let me go, life would lose its touch. What would I be without you? There's no place for me without you.
Hello and welcome to the November edition of Cry Me a Torch Song, the video version. I'm Piers Ford and we've just been listening to an extract from Never Let Me Go, perhaps one of the lesser known standards from the classic American songbook. It was sung by Janie Dee, who is definitely not one of the lesser known West End stars. It's a quiet, gentle moment from her album, Janie Dee at the BBC, one of a pair of new records from theatre artists that mercifully gives the well-trodden songs from the shows trope a wide, wide berth. Dee, of course, is currently playing acerbic, life-bitten Phyllis in the National Theatre's outstanding production of Follies. And that's a role which reflects her ability to reveal layers of brittle sophistication with mesmerising brilliance. This album captures the essence of her much-loved cabaret act, hopping nimbly between the comic lyrics of Spike Milligan and Alan Ayckbourn, and the muscular Broadway sound of Kander and Ebb. And there are also nods to French chansons, Gershwin, Bacharach and David, and Stevie Wonder along the way. It's a set which keeps you guessing all the time. Here's a fresh symphonic version of Keane's Somewhere Only We Know, which fortunately banishes that John Lewis had to the shores of distant memory.
I walked across an empty land. I knew the pathway like the back of my hand. I felt the earth beneath my feet, sat by the river and it made me complete. A simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting tired and I need someone to rely on.
Well, that was Janie Dee's vibrant interpretation of Somewhere Only We Know. Meredith Braun's new album, When Love Is Gone, comes from a darker place, originally inspired by the domestic abuse storyline which dominated the BBC's long-running saga The Archers back in 2014. Researching deeply into the topic, shocked, moved and inspired by the story she heard, Braun began to build this narrative song cycle as a way of reflecting the journey of the abused as the consequences of their predicament keep on coming in waves, but also as a way of signalling ultimate hope and survival. She can't have known how the album's release would chime with the headlines. These are themes that have exploded now into public consciousness. Braun traces her arc using an absorbing mixture of classic pop and theatre songs with startling effect. Carly Simon's That's the Way I've Always Heard It Should Be leads unexpectedly to Sometimes With So Little to Be Sure Of. Braun peels away the layers from Barry Manilow's classic story song Sandra, and she also revisits one of her own signature songs, the title track, When Love Is Gone, from the Muppet Christmas Carol, turning it into a moment of poignant realisation. Her arrangements are rich and elegant, and this is an album that grows in stature with each listening. Here is Braun's take of a rare Agneta Felskog-penned ABBA track, I'm Still Alive.
I was a loser then, but I'm a winner now. I do it all again. 'Cause now I know how everything in life comes down to this. At last, surviving and living, determined not to give in. And I'm still alive. My life is rolling on.
Well, that was Meredith Braun. Now, from a dramatic song cycle to a bit of UK Americana in the form of Sophia Marshall, whose debut album, Bye Bye, has just been released. Despite the title, it's more like an assured hello. Hailing from Leicestershire, Marshall has already gathered quite a bit of attention as one half of the Have-Nots, and has established a reputation for herself as a singer-songwriter on the alternative country scene. The bedrock of Americana influence is clear, but Marshall is no pale imitator. She peppers her songs with a host of other tropes, inventive beats and rhythms in a way which suggests wider ambitions. Her voice has real depth and substance, but she can also soar with angelic sweetness, as this track, the poignant Beauty Sleep, shows.
Never dreamt that she'd come for me. Where art the father they love and learn? Stay away from her, she'll burn. And leave us here to read those words. She's getting so into me. She's getting so
Sophia Marshall there with Beauty Sleep. Another debut album now, and this one is a little different. Jude Adams actually released This Girl, This Woman in 2016, but she's recently been taking it on the road as part of an autobiographical multimedia event, The Most Extraordinary Adventure. I don't know if she's the only singer-songwriter to launch a career as a recording artist at 57, but that, and the story behind its creation, is what makes this record a little bit different. Adams's extensive liner notes detail the long genesis of the album, rooted in her lifelong love of singing, which started in the bedroom of her youth, when she provided backing tracks to sadly unaware greats like Dusty Springfield, the Carpenters and the Beatles. We've all been there. But Adams couldn't shake off the sense that singing was what she wanted to do. Life, career and relationships intervened, and then came a devastating case of ME. All of this is her story to tell. This girl, this woman, is the life-affirming result of such a pile-up of influences, the fulfillment of ambition certainly, but also a polished record which provides ample evidence that those embryonic singing efforts sprung from a genuine talent and musicality. It's a tapestry of rich experiences, pristinely produced with great sensitivity by Jeanette Mason, and it announces a voice that commands respect and attention. Further substance comes from a duet with Sarah Jane Morris, soaking all the blues away. But I'm going to end with Turn on the Moon, an intimate dreamscape. We'll be back with another selection of new and recent releases next month. In the meantime, thanks for watching.
Beneath her soft blonde curl, through her bold red lips, she blew a slow ring of
smoke, not a kiss. Walked into the room like she'd been there before. Made her way smoothly across the floor. Looking so good, what was she feeling? So well